Hello, hello, and welcome back to Vox Azura. Today, we have some big plans. We need to do some terraforming, a lot of terraforming, and we also need to take care of some production goods. We have to get our economy on track, and that is what we're going to do. So let's get building. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is that we actually, if we go to the production tab, we have quite the deficit for wood production, livestock, which we don't need fertile land, vegetables, which we do need fertile land, so we're going to check that out, and stone. We have quite the deficit of stone mining. We can do that without any natural resources as well. So that is something we're going to do in this episode. We are, of course, going to focus on this area right here. We do have a natural resource right here, a fertile land, so that's where we can put the vegetables. We'll put some forestry up in here, and we're going to put some stone mining somewhere in here as well. We do have the wind direction going this way for the air pollution, so we got to be aware of that. But first, let's actually check out what we're going to do with terraforming. And I want to basically split up this island and create a very cool, unique looking canal with some pedestrian roads as quay walls. And I think that is going to be super amazing. Obviously, first of all, we have to buy some tiles. We do have a lot of tiles to work with here. Got to get this one for the fertile land, of course. There we go. I think that's going to be enough. We have one more tile to work with, so maybe this one, we don't need it for now. Now, let's start the terraforming. Remember, terraforming is free, which I think is an amazing feature in City Skylines 2. I really, really like that. You can be very creative with your terraforming, of course. All right, I've decided to flatten out the entire area here, and now we can get to the fun part of building the canal, and it will start right here and it will go all the way through. We're going to make this layout a bit more unique, and I'm excited for it, so let's go. Okay, here we go so far. That is the basic shape of what I wanted to go for. It's kind of wild and funky. Once the water seeps in, it will look a lot cooler, I promise. And what we got to do now also, well, technically we don't have to do this, but I always like to smooth out the edge here of where I actually went into the canal. There we go. Oh, that needed to be a bit more anyway. To be a bit more out here so the water can flow through. There we go. And I love that we basically have no water physics. Where in Cities 1, if you would terraform with the water, it would basically be like you would throw a giant boulder in a lake and the ripples of the water would just go crazy and flood everything. And in Cities 2, I feel like that's like one of the best features, that we can actually do free terraforming and the water is not as crazy as it is in City Skylines 1. Now, of course, what we want to do here also is get rid of the trees because they will be in the water and we do not want that. Remember, in the forest brush, if you have that, to uncheck snapping options, it says remove only matching type. That way you can remove all of the trees you want to with simply holding down the right mouse button. There we go. Another thing, because this is not done yet, I want to do is actually create these quay walls using pedestrian roads. This is the fun part, and let's see how we can do that. First of all, I want to turn off all snapping. It just makes it a lot easier. Go to the lowest elevation step and then go to 3.75 meters of height, and that works pretty well. But also go to the continuous curved tool to follow along the curve of the contour line. I don't really want any zoning squares, so potentially we can make that a bit better. Okay, let's see if we can go higher, go up to 5 meters. That gets rid of the zoning squares. Potentially, you gotta be careful here. That's why turning off snapping works wonders here. And we can come in later with the terraform tool again to clean up some of the edges here. That side is done. That is really amazing. Let's put it on 1 speed because the water is in. And don't worry about these rough edges here. We'll clean that up once we are done with the entire seawall here, or quay wall, however you want to call it. And let's do the other side as well. All right, so this might get a bit finicky, but don't worry, don't lose confidence, and eventually you will succeed. Look at that. Very, very cool, very nice. Now we do still have these islands here, and for those, I believe I definitely want to turn off the snapping options. So in water, we gotta be a bit cautious here with this one. This could be even more finicky than what we just did, but I do believe it's going to work just fine. And these are pedestrian roads. Obviously, you can do that with any type of road or pedestrian pathway that you want to. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Looking really sharp. Looking really, really sharp. Okay, so got to be careful. This happens. Sometimes it just creates this bridge. So again, go slow, take your time. Let's turn on snapping so I can snap to that node here. And then just, oh, there it is. See how it turns into a bridge here? Just move it a bit and there we go. Now let's see if we can work with snapping turned on. It seems okay. I need that freedom though. Snapping helps initially to get the angles right, but then I believe if you turn it off, it is much easier to work with. How's that look? Oh, oh my God, that's neato. Now let's clean up the rough edges with the terraforming tool, and we're golden. So be careful with the brush. If you go too far, not a problem. You can always go back in here. You can see the white contour line. If that's like in the middle of the road, then you're good anyway. There you go. If it's like in the road, works out perfectly, and you won't see those ragged edges of the terrain sticking out of the water anymore. Oh, bit too much here, not a problem. I can fix it. Alrighty, I believe this is done. Look at this canal. This looks so epic, and we can do so much more stuff now. We can place roads in here. We can place pedestrian crossings, pedestrian bridges over top here. Like, this is really amazing. Just look at if we were to put pedestrian bridges over here. Obviously, we'd have to be careful, but just to get an idea, this, oh my God, this is epic. Now let's focus on the resources first so we can get our production up and running a bit better. Like, we're already having more expenses again because we're importing lots of goods. See right here, lots of deficit. So let's actually create some specialized industry areas. So going over here, I definitely want to continue with this road right here, and the initial plan was to eventually go over to this island, and I think that should work out pretty good. Curving into here and then right up top. That seems really good. We have the natural resource here. Let's go here and grow some vegetables. We do need the view of the natural resource. There we go. There we go. I always like to use this dirt path, the gravel road, as sort of my barrier to then place the specialized industry. So let's get some veggies going. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be okay. There we go. We got our vegetable farm. Very cool. We can go in here, turn off snapping, and grab these corners. There we go. Make those look even better. Oh, we need to connect it to the power grid right there. All right, nice. I'm guessing we're just going to connect these areas up here. Just like so, with a gravel road again. And what is the terrain doing here, by the way? Oh, did not smooth that out properly. You don't have to do this. Like, you can work with the contour lines. You can work with hills and the terrain. Just for some parts, I always like to go and smooth out the areas, flatten the areas. So for me, it's much better to work with. For me, it's much more fun to build on flat grounds. I do love me some mountain ranges and some hilly terrain at times, but a lot of times I just love working with flat terrain. It's much more fun for me. So we got our veggie farm going. Let's put it on 3-speed. Let's see how much veggies we actually make. It's okay. It's okay. It dropped down quite a bit. We do want livestock. Oh my lord. We do need livestock and forestry. So let's also put forestry in. I guess we're just going to stay here in this general area, and we can put some livestock in here as well to fill out these gaps in here. So same basic principle with the gravel path. That seems pretty good. And we do need potentially 2 forestry areas in here. And I don't know why I keep doing this with these like roads that stick out. It's just something I do. So let's put one here. Okay, there we go. Oh, right. You also need a connection. Let's just connect it up here. Just go through and connect, like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then we can put some livestock in between here and fill out these gaps. I like that. That's a pretty good idea, I think. Obviously, we do want some connection to the avenue to make it easier for cars to drive in there, make some business. But we do not want, I guess we can put pedestrian crossing here. Do not want traffic lights. There we go. Okay, another forestry industry in here to just cover this whole area. All right, we got 2 forestry areas now. If that doesn't work for our production, I don't know what will. That looks pretty good. That looks really good. That's a massive forestry area, I'm telling you. Let's look at the, oh my God, look at our budget. In the green once again. Ooh, no more importing a little bit. We're importing a little bit of wood, but that's okay. All right, let's get some livestock farms in here. Get some of those trees out the way. And I just destroyed the trees in here. Oh no, I gotta plant those again. Okay. No, I did it again. I gotta be more careful with this. What kind of tree is this? A spruce tree. Okay. Ooh, perfect. We fixed it. Once this the saplings grow up, you can actually see the height difference. Okay.
A few moments later.
All right, we also got some livestock in here. We got 2 livestock farms. I think that for now should do a lot better. Oh, we're still importing so much livestock. We're exporting wood and grain, which is really good. And all right, I almost forgot. We need the rock mining as well. So let me just put that in also. Alrighty, created this small little industrial area, mixed it up with some shops and some office buildings, and also put in the stone mining right over here. I guess the area could be a bit larger since we still have quite the demand if we look at the production panel. Or oh no, never mind. We it didn't update when I first looked, so we have quite the surplus. Actually, we're exporting it really nice, and the budget is okay and healthy again. So let's go and move on to our little trench that we dug in here with these cool islands, and let's see if we can actually get some buildings going in here since we don't have any zoning squares on these pedestrian roads. And let's just see what we can do if we actually want to connect this with bridges. I'm not 100% sure what we'll do, so I'll figure something out, and I guess I will see you when I'm done with it. Okay, so this is where we're left with now. I have added some roads, some more pedestrian roads, some more buildings. Obviously, the people that live here or shop here can drive into the pedestrian roads. So, I mean, it just looks cool that there are actual buildings on this little island here that are inside of this amazing canal. I've added some trees, of course, along this little strip here. I think this looks really amazing. And yeah, multiple connections to the island, or yeah, just one connection from each side to the islands. This is really cool. I got some homes going here, and we got some shops on this side, as well as here mixed. We got some shops and some homes here as well. I think this looks really cool. And once we actually have the area filled out, then this will look even more amazing, I feel like. Alright folks, and there we have it. I have to apologize, my game crashed in between, so I'm not really sure how it all looks in the end. I'm sure editor Flyvox will do an amazing job with this. I love how this turned out so far. This is just the beginning. I am loving Voxazura. I hope you all are with me. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode. Let me also know if you are going to try this out for yourself in City Skylines 2. And if you want to know the biggest differences between City Skylines and City Skylines 2, I highly recommend you check out this video right over here. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and please stay safe out there. Bye-bye.